Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming out and watching us here at the Real Short Box. We're going to do a quick little intro here, and then we're going to get into the main intro later. But the whole gang's here. We're excited to discuss some things. I'm going to do something real quick here to post this live so everybody can view and comment. So, gentlemen, take it away.
All right. How was your weekend, fellas? It's been 3 weeks since we've been away from our adoring fans of the Short Box. I know that Darren went to the Mountaineer State. I know that much.
Yeah, you'd be kind of surprised, too, how many times you'll hear the song Rocky Mountain High by John Denver when you're in the great state of West Virginia. It was actually quite shocking to me. It's like they haven't moved on from Rocky Mountain High, or maybe it's just that big of a deal. I don't know. Maybe it's like Western Pennsylvania and the song Freebird. Who knows?
And you, Mr. Jarrett?
Hang on one second. I'm having some technical difficulties.
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties.
I'm there. I have been in, I'm in Napa, and it's burning. But I'm okay. But it is burning all around me, and the air is atrocious. So, as much as even with the quarantine, we have to quarantine even more. Like, we can't even go in our backyard. It kind of sucks.
That's terrible.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's no fun.
Oh, my.
Not fun. But hopefully they're clearing up. I don't know.
Then the thing I find disturbing is what's happening with the redwoods.
Oh, are they like near woods and stuff? Great.
Yeah, some of the redwoods are burning up, unfortunately.
No!
Yes, unfortunately.
Boy, this is depressing. Go to something happy. You're going to depress everybody, and they're going to leave.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I got depressed. Now I'm depressed.
Hey, I might pop out and pop right back in real quick, okay?
All right.
That's what she said.
Oh.
That's how we roll.
Darren, do you think it's going to be a football season?
Oh, I know there's going to be a football season. It's just a matter of who's going to be playing and who's not. I mean, the Big Ten, that's a whole...
And the Pac-12, yep, they're out.
Yeah, well, the Pac-12 is interesting because the Pac-12, they had a full document. It's about 12 pages long as to why they were canceling the season. And I understand there will be people that agree or disagree, but they were awfully transparent about it and at least gave like a reasonable kind of thought. The Big Ten just kind of did everything in secret, which is very interesting. And when you do things in secret, there will be lawsuits coming to you. Ed McCaffrey has already announced his son at Nebraska. He will be launching a lawsuit about the transparency. University of Michigan, Ohio State. You know, it's interesting. The only teams not playing football in Ohio is really Ohio State. All high school, all grade school, even Cincinnati is going to be playing. Same thing with Pennsylvania. Penn State is the only school not playing football in the state of Pennsylvania. So, yeah, the college season down south will definitely get going. And the NFL season, I just read they did something like 58,000 tests of NFL players because they've been testing them daily at training camp, and they had 0 positive cases. So I'd be highly optimistic the NFL is returning with or without an audience, depending on who your team is.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I know. I watch MMA, and they've been doing audience-less fights, but it's they've been going pretty smoothly. Like, actually, they've already put on like almost 10 events since the pandemic.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
That's every weekend. And Jarrett, you know, I've been following some of those because I like sports quite a bit. Isn't it kind of cool in one sense without the audience because you can really hear everything super carefully?
Yeah, it's insane. It's actually more brutal for some of them because you're just like, ouch. Yeah, they can hear everything. Yeah.
No, I used to think people that did MMA and the UFC were just lunatics that love the pain, but after seeing it, like I don't think they get whacked as hard as I thought all the time. There are definitely
there's martial artists and then there's brawlers. So there's guys that they just want to go knock out guys, and then there's guys who like have actual legit great world class skills in a variety of martial arts.
Okay, Kevin,
Now,
take
one
it
point,
away.
Jared, didn't you have skills in martial arts? Were you like a former MMA guy yourself?
I'm actually a lover and not a fighter.
Kevin, when you're ready.
All right. Give me a moment.
You get no moments.
I get no moments.
By the way, it's posted, so if you guys want to share the link, please feel free.
Oh, I will.
That's what I'm doing right now.
And I will only pay close attention when Kevin introduces me.
Hey, Kevin, if JR happens to upon us on this live stream tonight or views later, he'll be happy to see that I am using the cup that he did not want to keep.
It.
He did not want to keep because he does not drink beer, and only beer can be drank in this cup.
Oh, I see.
You know what I started making is it's basically a riff off a Moscow Mule. It's a Kentucky Mule.
Yeah.
It's a Moscow Mule with bourbon instead of vodka.
See, I have one called a Maker's Mule, and it's just Maker's Mark in ginger beer.
That's what, I do that and then a little lime.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Wait, so Donald, I just shared it, and your the screen cap of you is absolutely priceless.
Great.
Yes. It's you opening wide, man.
Oh, no. It's my butthole?
Ah!
What? All right, so.
All right.
Kevin.
You want me to go?
Kevin, go for it. Let's do this.
All
Live, baby.
All right. All right. Once again, brothers and sisters of podcast land, welcome to the most wondrous, righteous, and most spectacular podcast on planet Earth today, The Real Short Box. Let me introduce to you first, to my lower right, he is the Kaiser of Youngstown, Ohio. He carries and he walks with the big stick of truth. He is a master technician of the thespian arts. He is Robert Downey Jr.'s #2 fan, and of course, one of the greatest Michigan Wolverine fans walking this great country today. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the modern day of debonair of masculinity, Mr. Darren.
Hail to the victors, except not in 2020, but 2021, we are canceled. Great.
And above him, the man who is the defender of the short box. He hails from the Buckeye State. He was the 1997 Mr. Teen Ohio. He is a master collector of Silver Age comics. He is a man who says that he is DC Comics for life. He is the Count of North Hollywood. He is the 21st century airboy and the beloved son of the birth month of August, which of course he shares a birthday with the great quarterback Tom Brady. Ladies and gentlemen, the captain of many of your hearts. He is the original Donald.
That was very long. Thank you.
And last but not least, a man who, of course, never really needs an introduction. He is the man of international mystery. He is an intimate lover of Bronze Age comics. He is the fool killer of bad movies everywhere. And he is simultaneously the president and CEO of the Black Adam and Luke Cage fan clubs. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the man, the Marquis of Napa Valley, for his story is never ending. Sweet White Chocolate Jared.
That's my new one. If I don't go woo, I'm going to say who. Ah! I'll be rich.
And of course, I am your humble podcaster, the Grand Master and Supreme Chancellor of the Jedi and Vulcan Arts, Dr. Kevin.
Yep.
Woo.
Actually, I'll give you a lion heart with Van Damme clap.
There you go.
And I'll
That
give
works.
you a Kumite chant. Kumite.
Kumite. By the way, do you still have your plaque from your Mr. Teen Ohio days, Mr. Donald?
Yeah, totally. It's on the wall over there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Show it to me sometime.
First thing I point to whenever anybody goes into my room, I casually though, like, maybe like this, or just lean against it and quietly stroking the frame. That kind of stuff. Yeah, awkwardly. So what are we talking about today, Kevin? We're talking about, I think everybody could see really what we're talking about, but just tell everybody, what are we talking about? It's exciting.
Well, we're going to discuss the events of this past weekend, known as DC FANDOME.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin. Is this their first time doing something like this, right?
I believe so, especially in this pandemic world.
Normally, it would have been done at San Diego Comic-Con, but instead they created their own event, kind of like what Disney does at their
D23.
Yeah, D23, and that's why Disney left a lot of stuff from Comic-Con. They pulled everything from there, and they go to their D23 primarily to advertise and push stuff.
That's right.
Which, as a Disney nerd, it's pretty cool. D23.
Yeah.
I haven't been officially, but I subscribe. I'm a member.
You're a member. And you're also
a lovely lady
a
went
client?
to one D23. She actually is going to get an annual membership once events return to relative normal. But yeah, she was in love with it.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So it's exciting. It's exciting, guys. It's super exciting to see this kind of buzz around DC Comics characters. Jarrett, now you know how big my boner has to be right now because of this. Because and Kevin, Darren, you also know. But how big of a DC Comics nerd I am, how big of a fan I am of DC Comics, and to see them constantly just get pushed aside and see them fail time after time after time, all over the board, and it's just heartbreaking. So this legitimately feels like the first big wave, the first big momentum DC has had in a very, very long time. Everything looks top notch, and that's exciting.
Well, it's huge. The crazy thing was that, especially DC's been going through some troubled times, but especially their movies, when we compare them to the MCU, it was never really a comparison. It'd be like one good DC movie for every 5 great Marvel movies.
Yep.
And the amount of hype and excitement for the trailers they showed this go around makes me actually think that judging how we come out of this theater wise, it's going to be very interesting to see Marvel kind of actually compete, because I think there actually will be a real competition this time, especially with Marvel doing more riskier movies like the Eternals and Shang-Chi and stuff like that.
Right. Marvel, for the first time in forever, doesn't seem to really have an actual trajectory on exactly where they're landing. It seems like they're going back and forth a lot.
Doctor Strange might determine that, with the multiverse of madness. It's kind of funny. I feel both companies in their cinematic universes are going down a similar path of having multiple characters that can exist at the same time.
Right.
We'll get into that. Obviously.
Everybody, real quick, say hi to my mom.
Hi, Mama. Donald's mom.
Hi, Mom.
One thing I wanted to mention, as I have this obnoxious bright background here, something that makes me think Marvel can succeed has been basically succeeding more. I mean, part of it is certainly the planning, part of it is the casting, the system they set up. But the other thing is, too, when I think of Marvel, I think a vibrant, alive kind of color. So your signature character in Marvel is Spider-Man, who is bright red and blue, really flashy universe, really exciting, vibrant thing. Obviously, you know, we have Superman in the DC world that's somewhat similar, but Batman has become pretty much their trademark character, especially in cinema. And Batman, it dresses in black. I mean, it's a dreary story. I know people do like dark art for the sake of the art more than anything, but the rewatch value is just a little different. So I think DC in that way, they have to find out how to make that work.
Well, I think they've got a good variety this time. It seems James Gunn's doing exactly what should have been done the first time around on Suicide Squad, making it a fun, campy romp that's just enjoyable. You know people are going to get fucked up, they're going to get killed, they're going to be blasted away, and they're characters you might learn to be caring about, and then they're gone. You know, it just looks fun. So it looks like they have a nice medium. Black Adam, it looks like it's going to be killer. Like it's going to have some serious moments, but some good, you know, lighthearted maybe in there, since some of the characters that we're going to see in there are, you know, superheroes we wouldn't normally see on the big screen, which is nice. Some Justice Society characters and stuff like that. We're going to have Batman, of course. Batman's always been dreary. Batman is that's just the way he is. So people like that part. They're not going to complain about that when it comes to Batman. Oh, Batman's too heavy. What they are probably going to like is the fact that this time around it seems they're going more the detective route of Batman. There's more of
we talked about that for
overall
years.
mystery. Yeah, so that's an exciting moment for true Batman fans that know he's just not one thing. He's a multitude of things.
Well, I want to get into, I don't know if you could see the man who sits on the throne who I just put here, but that is Mr. Black Adam.
I see his crotch. Your head is exactly
you are the president
his crotch.
and CEO. You are the president and CEO of the Black Adam fan club.
Isn't it amazing with all the Batman conversation, we just went into a nice smooth transition of Black Adam.
Exactly.
Yep.
Hey, look, the president and CEO of the fan club, he has to speak.
Well, I just think because we're definitely going to get into the Batman.
Oh yeah. Well, also, Jarrett. Also, none of us have a Batman tattoo.
That's true. That's true. And I don't know. Are we going to do it? We're going to do it real quick.
Do it.
Uh-oh.
Can we see it?
I see it.
Yep. We see it. We see it. We got the Black Adam tattoo.
I'm more of a Marvel guy, and yet I have a DC character tattooed on my back. Black Adam I've been a fan of this character forever. When I heard The Rock was going to do it, what has it been, like 2 years now? 3 years?
2-3 years, yeah.
Yeah. I was so actually excited. And I was like, and that was before I was like, I don't think The Rock's like a fantastic actor. I was just like, he has the presence. He has the look. So I was very excited. And then the more time that went by, the more he was so behind it. And so, like he says, it's in his bones, you know? But what was cool about the FANDOME thing is that first he gave a tweet that said, I'm going to quote it here, "The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change." I love that because he's saying like Superman ain't gonna and there's even rumors that Superman might be in Black Adam.
Yep.
Which I think would be great to show Black Adam whooping Superman's ass right off the bat. That's a good way to establish a character. And then they even surprised us more. They showed an image of The Rock as Black Adam and what he's going to look like. It looks great. Then they even surprised us even more and showed us concept art of the Justice Society, as you were saying, Donald, and specifically Hawkman, Atom Smasher, and Cyclone, who is a newer member, and Dr. Fate. So I'm in heaven.
You're a bit of a Fate fan yourself as well.
Yeah, I'm a huge Fate fan. So one thing I definitely wanted to talk about, too, is like when we're talking about these things, since we are a comic book podcast, is to talk about how, the prospecting on books that were already had some hype has gone through the roof after this weekend.
So let's take a moment real quick, I guess, and just talk about the prospecting on this particular movie, on the Black Adam movie.
So Black Adam's first appearance was Marvel Family #1.
But you have that. You have it.
That's a $3,000 book at minimum and extremely hard to find. So your best bet is to get his first modern appearance, which is the first appearance since the Golden Age, and that's 1977's Shazam 28. That book, literally from this weekend, is, let's see, it's going from
Darren, wait for it.
One on the cheap end, 175 to the low thousands.
Oh dear God!
Yeah.
So quickly, the reason he mentioned that to me is I actually, from time to time, we at the Real Short Box, who are actual readers of comic books, when we are out of town, we do visit different comic stores, and I'm known to flood group texts with photos of comics that I've seen. And one of those happens to be that book you saw. I picked it up for Donald in Michigan. Donald, it was between 40 and 60. I can't quite remember what the total was.
Yeah, I think it was like maybe $50 or something like that, around there, $50-$60. So yeah, I was super stoked when you were like, "Do you want this?" And I was like, "Yes, I want this."
But my question to you, Donald, he was a guy that kind of did a rough grade on it. Would you say it's about a 7.5? Was that what the grade?
I would put it, 7 point. Well, I put it at an 8 to an 8.5, to be honest. Grade wise.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'd put it pretty high, maybe even higher. I'm just going from memory because I haven't taken a look at it in a while. I have to whip it out and take a good look at it. But just off memory alone, that's what I remember. And speaking of which, guys, we have a special guest appearance. A gentleman himself from one of the movies, Arm Fall Off Boy, has just made a comment. And he said, "Long time no see. Good to see you fellows again. Good to see you as well, Arm Fall Off Boy."
I also know Arm Fall Off Boy personally, and it is his birthday today. So let's all say happy birthday, Arm Fall Off Boy.
Happy birthday, Arm Fall Off Boy. Excellent. So go ahead, continue on there, Jared. I'm sorry.
So that book on the low end is like 200. So that book is skyrocketed. Like it was maybe in the 100, 150 range, and now it's like, yeah, a good graded copy has up in the high hundreds, thousands, or like low thousands. Like I saw one for about 2,000 today.
And that's probably about a 9 point or higher, correct?
Yeah, like a 9.8 CGC graded.
9.8. Jeez, wow.
These next two, I'm just gonna say their first appearances. You will never get them unless you're like Nicolas Cage or Branson or
other people that manage their money poorly.
Exactly. Hawkman, who is in it, is his first appearance is Flash Comics #1. That is also the first appearance of Jay Garrick Flash and the first appearance of Johnny Thunder and his Thunderbolt. That book is priceless. So
yeah.
You can't, and I don't even know where you'd find a copy in decent. It's a 1940.
Jared, I saw one at WonderCon. It was $175,000.
Yeah.
No, wow.
And that's
now, Jared.
Price.
Jared, I
wow.
know you can handle that. A man at your income level.
Darren, let me just throw this past you and see what you think. What about a heist? What do you think? Maybe we,
like Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
Like Ocean's 11.
So this brings something up. I'm sorry we cut you off here, Jared, but this brings like a thought up to me. So people, specifically at this con, I can understand if you feature a book like this to kind of show people you're a legit collector, and then you bring them in and sell all the $5 and $10 and $20 books. That's completely understandable. These guys were literally selling they had like 25 books, and they were all north of about $15,000. So I know con folks, they do spend money,
right?
But that's a high number for a low volume. Usually, you guys will collect all the free stuff. You'll collect, I know, Donald, I go with you. You're a nightmare for dealers. You dig through every single short box, and there's stuff they miss all the time. But yeah, it was crazy to me.
No, that's like one of those books I'd cry if I saw. Like I'd just be like, oh.
My favorite thing is going to a convention and watching the dealer go like this, and then start to whisper, "You put those in there? You put those? I don't think those are supposed to go in there." And I'm just smiling, like keep my head down, just smiling, looking through the box, pulling out more of what I want that I know is worth. more than what they thought, you know? And, like, at the end, them just grimacing and trying to be very happy with their sale because they know that I know and I know that they know.
I've had dealers at cons ask me, like, why did I get that book? Because they know they know I was excited.
Kevin.
They're like, wait.
Oh, wait,
They're like,
we had that experience
why?
once.
Then you tell them, and they're like, ah, shit. Well,
Yeah.
$10 book
Wait,
that you sell for
Hey,
$4.
Donald, you remember a couple years ago we had that experience? I was picking up First Eternity, and the dealer was asking, oh, what's so special about that book? And I was like, oh, I'm just trying to, fill a set. And you were trying to help me out. Oh, yeah, it's just he's trying to just finish his set. That's all.
Yep.
Because
That's a master move. Always, I'm just trying to fill a run. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, because I know, and I'm sorry to dealers. I've been a dealer before. I've sold multitudes of books, and sometimes you get reamed. You lose money on the deal. I sold a Miles Morales for $140 before it hit $4,000.
Like
So-
months before. Yeah.
Yeah,
What did you pay for it?
$4.
Yeah, so I mean, you already saw the 100,000% profit.
That's why I'm not too hurt about it. But what I'm saying is that there's that potential of loss. That could be, that could have been repairs on my
Years.
car, or that could have been fixing the kitchen cabinets
Years.
or whatever.
Years
So,
of missed profits.
right, or you could have turned around and invested that in another book. So it's just hindsight and whatnot. But Jarrett, did you have any more listed as far as that?
We got
that
two more characters for Black Adam. We got Dr. Fate, More Fun Comics 55, 1940. You're not buying that one either. That's probably in the high, maybe $100,000 because it's a super rare book.
Right.
It's got a great cover.
It's actually called No More Fun Comics now.
Exactly.
Can't afford it.
Were Fun Comics.
There you go.
And then lastly, a book you can get for like $5. Or no, actually probably more in the range of like $14 to $40. But the Justice Society Volume 3, Number 1 is the first appearance of Cyclone, who is Maxine Hunkel. She's the granddaughter of Red Tornado. And I'm not talking about Red Tornado the android. I'm talking about the Golden Age Red Tornado, who was an old lady named Ma Hunkel, who wore a pot for a helmet.
Oh my God. Yes.
Would beat up people with like a broomstick or a mop or something.
Yes. Why?
Johns found an ingenious way to bring her back, and then brought in her granddaughter Cyclone, and she's got wind powers and all that. So you can get that book right now, $14, maybe even $10.
Jump on it.
And
Seriously.
because people are putting the tagline of Black Adam movie, fire, fire.
Yep. And that's going to be through the whole Justice Society run, even that new one, that Jeff Johns run. Because to be honest, that run is fire.
Sorry, Black Adam film has a release date, December 22nd, 2021.
Nice. Wonderful. Great. All right, let's move on to the next. Do we want to circle back around to Batman, or do we want to go to something different?
Let's go to Batman. Let's do Batman.
All right.
Yeah, everyone's waiting.
Now I saw you guys watch the trailer,
Yeah.
so I'm going to live vicariously through everyone here. I did watch bits and pieces here and there as far as like clips and things and like little things on Instagram and stuff. But I just got off a plane late last night and had to work today, so I'm playing catch up.
Indeed. I like the one thing. The trailer's okay. I mean, it's not awful. It's it's decent. You see, it's gritty.
You're really selling it, Kevin.
I'm not like
Batman.
jump,
It's
I can do
decent.
backflips everywhere, but the Batmobile. It's an interesting take on it. It's like you're taking like a '70s souped-up vehicle and looks all supercharged.
Kevin, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
From what I heard, everybody says that Ben Affleck is probably like the seminal, like bruiser-looking Batman. He looks perfect,
he's beefed up.
and Bale looked, fine as Batman, and Keaton was the original, and everybody always models themselves after Keaton. But they said that with Robert Pattinson, he moves like Batman should. He has the maneuverability in the costume to be able to throw these haymakers, so to speak, these roundhouse punches. He has more fluidity within this costume, which is going to provide some excellent looking fight scenes.
Well, that's one of the positives I'll say of the trailer. They did show a sequence where he is taking on a bunch of bad guys, and yeah, he did look pretty fluid in his punches, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be true. That would be true.
Well, that's exciting in and of
Piggyback
itself.
off what Darren was saying before, as far as you expect kind of Marvel to have this bright shininess, DC gets a little dark. The Nolan Batman was a very dark. I liked it a lot, but it was very dark. So I could see where some people were like, it's not really fun. It's just dark. This movie, somebody said it perfect. They said it looks like Batman meets Seven. Look, it looks even darker.
Interesting.
And it looks like, and to go off what they were saying about, the fluidity in the suit looks great. I'm not married to the suit.
Right.
I don't know if they're going for the younger, like the he just became Batman kind of thing.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Okay, so yeah, so it's not a bad suit, and I've got nothing bad to say about Robert Pattinson. I just think they're going for dark. Like, it looks like I believe the villain's the Riddler, and they're making him like a serial killer or something, or like a mass murderer. You've got Colin Farrell as the Penguin, who is unrecognizable. Even
insane.
When you know it's Colin Farrell.
Yeah, I saw a clip and I was like, "What?" I love Colin Farrell, and when they announced him as the Penguin, I was like, "Oh no!" You know what I mean? Like, that's Danny DeVito. You know, that's not Colin Farrell, but Colin Farrell looks great as the Penguin. He really
reminds
does.
me of Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder. You didn't recognize him at first when he played that particular TV producer character.
Very true.
I was like, oh.
Ah, yes.
Very true.
Well, Paul Dano is playing the Riddler.
The Riddler.
And I'm not a fan of Paul Dano, but the thing about Paul Dano is he plays people that I want to punch really hard.
Well, like There Will Be Blood.
Perfect for the Riddler. Yeah, There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood.
So it's kind of perfect, actually.
Right. Okay. So the general consensus is it's dark. There's promise, but we need to see more.
If I
need to see more.
If I can add something, and Kevin,
Absolutely.
that's correct. If you could, but so we also have Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle. I'm not a huge Zoe Kravitz fan. I am a big Mad Max fan. I thought she was awfully forgettable in it, personally.
Did you tell Lenny that, sir?
Yeah, he lives right down the hall. But anyway, so I'm concerned that this is very cumbersome to have three highly recognizable villains from the Batman universe. Even people that are not hardcore readers of Batman know these villains very well, and I think it's a tough choice, personally. I mean, I sing the praises of Matt Reeves. I think he's an excellent director.
What has he directed?
Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves is probably best known for the X-Men First Class. He also did Cloverfield.
Wait. No. Matt Reeves. You think of Matthew Vaughn, who did X-Men First Class.
Sorry.
Matt Reeves, if I recall, didn't he do Cloverfield?
Cloverfield is the one that comes off of the top of my head, but obviously he's done other films. I'll do a quick run here. I worked on Matt Reeves' movie Cloverfield, so perhaps I am a little biased. I
nice.
Don't quite like him, but I'm just going to check real quick because I think he did Kick-Ass as well. Which
no, that's Vaughn too.
That's Vaughn. That's Vaughn.
Vaughn too. Okay.
Aaron loves Matthew Vaughn more than he does Matthew Reeves. Okay. It's true.
Right,
so, real quick, Evan Aldrich says, "What up, Evan? You changed your name on here. Your actual name is on here. Something? Did you go out of hiding from the Yeah, you're no longer wanted by the mob or something, or what's going on?"
Okay, so Matt Reeves was the writer-director of 2 of the Planet of the Apes remakes.
There we go.
There you go.
And Part 2 was outstanding.
Yes. Planet of the Apes was great. Arm Fall Off Boy just threw in there. Matt Reeves did Planet of the Apes sequels. Excellent spot on that Arm Fall Off Boy. Also, Darren and Kevin, David Denenberg says, "I'm in here." So, yo, David, good to see you.
What's up, Dave?
Just
you got my message.
As not in me, David.
I would hope not, although we can't tell with the background. So.
Sorry, I meant to say, sup, brah?
There you go. There you go. So he's done a lot, and he's done it well. So I can see that, and I can believe that he has the potential for a great Batman film. Now, is there any? Probably not, but is there any first appearances that we want to mention for this?
I mean, no, they'd be all big names.
So you're looking at Silver Age, Penguin, Silver Age, Catwoman, which is that Lois Lane book, and Silver Age Riddler, which is also expensive. So everything goes for used to go for $300-400. Now it's probably going for about $1,000 each.
Yeah.
In okay condition. We're talking like 3.5 to 4.5 range.
And the first Golden Age appearances, they're just out of your bank account.
Yeah.
So David comes in, pops in, and drops a bomb immediately. Says, I actually think all DC movies are crap. Even Wonder Woman was meh. Minus, of course, The Dark Knight, but that's more of a credit to Chris Nolan. So, David, I'm going to have to politely disagree with you there. I think that you missed out on a lot of fun with Aquaman and Shazam. I feel that those two were both really well done. And the first 3/4 of Wonder Woman was quite enjoyable. Now, that last quarter, not so much.
Yeah, generic villain ending, but
Right.
before that, it was really good.
Yeah,
Remember,
very
David,
fun.
Donald is DC for life.
Now, and David, just like Nicolas Cage, making strong choices, coming right in there, just leaving no stone unturned.
Right out of the gate, just swinging for the
But you
fences.
did give us a good segue into Wonder Woman 84, right?
That's true.
Wonder Woman 84.
Yep.
Okay, here's the deal. So what you're going to see in Wonder Woman 1984, we're going to be talking about the cheetah. Now, cheetah's kind of complex, if you ask me. And the reason I say it's complex is because there's a lot of cheetahs, to say the least.
It's like Green Goblins. There's been a bunch of those too.
I'm gonna go with the absolute original appearance of Cheetah, which is going to be Wonder Woman number 6, autumn 1943. I'm not even going to mention a price. It's just unmentionable. Assuming you can even find this book. This is one of those books that if you get a page of it and get it CGC'd, you can probably get $1,000 for one page.
Very true.
It's old, it's out of print. You know, whenever you're dealing with books, obviously there's demand that's going to raise the price, but what also raises the price is the rarity, which also indirectly will increase the demand as well. First appearance of Maxwell Lord. Maxwell Lord was briefly brushed over on in the trailer here. I didn't really get much of a feeling. Maxwell Lord, Justice League number 1.
Hey, Darren, real quick, I created a web series called The Blue Beetle Ted Kord Returns. I don't know if you've heard of it, and I don't know if people out there have heard of it, but it's a web series about the Blue Beetle, and you actually played the villain Maxwell Lord in the web series. So you have a very close tie to Maxwell Lord, and that Justice League issue is obtainable. It's from the 80s. It's cheap, at least it was. A couple bucks you could have got the issue for up until last week or the week before. Who knows what it's going for right now, but if you can scoop that up, highly recommend it because Maxwell Lord is a contender, as Darren, you well know.
Well, I was just saying, by the way, I was going to get to that, but you beat me to the punch with the web series. But no, it's interesting. An 8.5 on eBay goes for about $100, and honestly, that's probably a little high, even right this second.
Yep.
Will it appreciate? Yeah, because I don't think they're going to kill Maxwell Lord in this. I think he's going to carry on to other DC books. And if they really do crush the casting with this and you see a great impact of Maxwell Lord, who knows how long this book could really go up. But I was just going to say, which, by the way, with your web series, Maxwell Lord, I mean, he's a gangster, man. Dresses all in black, slicked back hair. But he's a gangster who's a businessman. And, but that's Justice League number 1 is from May of 1987. Cheetah, of course, that's autumn of 1943. Cheetah is a weird villain, kind of, because she's got every supernatural power under the sun. She was a god. It's an interesting story. A god made her a cheetah. And the cheetah can transform and do all these kind of crazy godlike things, which is what Wonder Woman is. But the trailer is kind of odd. I don't quite know what to make of it yet. I think this is a weird thing. I just confirmed with you guys earlier. This is not based off of any previous Wonder Woman storyline. When you're playing How Does It Feel by, I can't remember the name of the group, Blue Monday. The song is Blue Monday. Orgy did the remake. I can't remember who did the original.
New Order.
New Order.
Thank you, New Order. I just honestly, it's like the Batman. I didn't see enough to really make a decision on it. I really did enjoy the first Wonder Woman movie, but I have a feeling they're going to miss on this just a little bit. I don't think it'll be a dud, but I think they're going to miss a little because Chris Pine comes back. Like I think
it's interesting because it might not be actually Chris Pine.
Right. I don't think it is. I think it's something behind Maxwell Lord.
Because Maxwell Lord is the master of misdirection in mental prowess, I guess you could say. He's very good at manipulation. That's what he does best. So it's quite possible that that's not him at all. Another thing is interesting. Cheetah to Wonder Woman is very similar to what we see in kind of like, because Cheetah's godlike and she's a very good match to Wonder Woman, whereas Black Adam is a very good match to Superman because he has magical capabilities and Superman's weakness is magic. Wonder Woman, only gods can really hurt her, and Cheetah is basically a god herself. So it's very interesting. They're good choices, in other words, and I just hope DC learned this time to stop killing their villains and keep them moving along so that they can use them later. Put them in the slab. Put them in their superhero facility where they lock them away and keep them there until maybe later they can unlock them and put them in a Suicide Squad sequel. You know, be smart about it, DC. Be smart about it.
Well, I did find this version of Cheetah's first appearance. It's a 1987 book, so the 80s. How about that? The first appearance of the new Cheetah is Wonder Woman. I think it's Volume 2, number 7. It's about a $30 book still. You could probably get it, but as Donald was saying, it's a risk because it's like if they kill her, that book's just going to go back to like $10. If they elevate her, then sky's the limit.
Right.
But,
yep. And another thing is that you can have a super like you can have a villain that crosses that walks the line of hero and villain, and that's one of the best books to get because they don't drop very often. Black Adam, Venom is another one I can think of offhand. They don't drop very often. But when you have a straight villain, if they do nothing with it or if they kill them off, it is just going to tank again. Tank. So you have to be very careful when prospecting on villains. They need to have legs.
Yep. Like Thanos.
I hope they have a new trailer come out soon that's a little more epic and action-like. Because so far, it's like my background. It's a very trippy feeling when I watch that trailer. And I don't think I like that feeling with a comic book like Wonder Woman.
Hey, we got a quick comment here from Oscar. Oscar from Explosive. He does cleaning and pressing. Kevin, if I'm correct, this is the Oscar that does cleaning and pressing, correct? Yes.
Matter of fact, we have to do an interview with him at some point.
Yes, he does beautiful restoration of comics. Cleaning, pressing. I've never seen his equal. So, Oscar, thank you for tuning in and for joining us. And we love your work, sir. So please seek him out after the show. And if
you don't seek him out, you might as well just commit suicide.
Oh my God!
Jeez, good Lord!
What?
Dad.
No, but seriously, anybody wants to reach out to him and doesn't know how to, please reach out to us and we can get you his information. So
you should bring up.
Don't commit suicide unless you do it with a squad.
There you go. Oh shit! Moving on. Burp, burp, burp.
We want to avoid the S word during a global lockdown.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh wait, real quick. Did somebody say Suicide Squad? There we go.
Speaking of things to cheer you up, surprisingly, the Suicide Squad trailer had me doing backflips over and over again. I'm a huge Suicide Squad fan of the original Ostrander comic book, and when I heard that James Gunn was going to be doing this, I was over the moon because he's a comic book fan first and foremost, and he really, really loved the source material. So when I knew he was going for that, I was so happy. Then when I heard that I started seeing some set pictures, and I'm like, okay, they're doing some crazy costumes, they're using some random characters, I'm liking this. And then they came out with the trailer and they they showed the whole team, they revealed it, and I was just, it's so ridiculous. The costumes are like cotton candy. I mean, I'm so happy about this.
Yeah, I'm going to go in. We have a ton of first appearances here. I want to make sure we squeeze them in a reasonable amount of time here.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to have your first appearance of Harley Quinn, the Batman Adventures number 12. It is going. I've seen. Basically, you've got to sell it over 9. You have to be higher than like a 9 to even be competing for this. But it came out September '93. $500 roughly is your average for it.
Yeah.
I'm sure Donald got it for $1.25 at some point. We've got Rick Flag. Joel Kinnaman played in the first one. I actually liked Joel Kinnaman in that role. The Brave and the Bold, number 25, September 1959. A 7.0 is going for $4,000, which is surprisingly low, I think, for a book of that age. Amanda Waller. I can never remember the actress that played her, but Legends number
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis, thank you. Legends number 1, November 1986. Her first appearance is still under $10 for the most part. You've got the Polka Dot Man.
Yes.
Which is interesting. You're talking Detective Comics number 300, February 1962. 6.5 went for $500. The Rat Catcher.
Really? Wow, I just picked that up last year for $20.
Are you serious?
Yeah, about 6.5, 7.0 grade.
Nice.
Well, let's also remember where there's that thing we like to call eBay inflation.
True.
The Rat Catcher, Detective Comics number 585, came out in April of 1988, under $10. The Thinker. All Flash number 12, fall 1943. $2,000 for a 6.5, which is kind of low, I think, for a book that old.
Thinker's played by what's his name?
Doctor Who.
Yeah, Doctor Who.
The first Doctor Who. Or no.
No, like
One
the
of the earlier
13th or 14th. I think it was the 13th
never
Doctor
mind,
Who.
And we have to remember, too, there's also like 5 first appearances of the Thinker under different names.
Yeah.
Mongol, considered, at least by my research, a minor character, was in Showcase 95, number 8, September 1995. And
For Mongol, yeah, and then his daughter came a little bit later, which was Green Lantern number 8, I believe, from the 2000 run, if I recall.
Mongal,
yeah, whatever, right? But Mongol might be an important character, Darren, you're right. An extremely important first appearance to get moving down the line. Specifically because, yes, he's gone toe-to-toe with Superman easily. And he might be... I can't believe they haven't introduced him yet. I'm stoked for him.
Well,
he's
they haven't
great.
announced the villain yet, so we don't know.
They could also easily put him in Green Lantern because he did that whole yellow ring thing and challenged Sinestro.
Corps.
Yep.
And finally, I'm going to go with Captain Boomerang, who last we saw was played by Jai Courtney. Flash number 117 came out December 1960, and 8.5 is about $800, which once again is kind of low for a 60-year-old book with a significant character.
I love Captain Boomerang. I love Jai Courtney playing Captain Boomerang.
He's doing it again.
I know. I was so excited when they brought him back for it. I was like, yes, he was my favorite character in the first one. One of the few that they actually really nailed casting-wise. I was amazed. And I'm Team Captain Boomerang for life on this. I love the character.
Yeah, and the original Suicide Squad, after watching it on TNT a couple times in the background, there was potential to be a great movie in there.
Yeah,
I liked the way it looked. I liked the way it was cast. Excuse me. It just rushed through. Thank you. It just rushed through too many things. Just to hit like a shorter runtime, but yeah, I'm excited about this sequel. I'll turn this to Jared. I know this is his baby.
Jared, there's a couple more. The Javelin was in there, correct?
Oh, there's like 10 more.
Okay.
That's what I love. Is like, see, if you know the Suicide Squad, it's criminals. They go on these missions to kind of reduce their prison sentences. If they survive, they reduce it. If they die, they die. And they are suicide missions. They're crazy. So the cool thing about the book is they used a lot of these like DF characters because they could just kill them. But they'd give them kind of a personality for a couple issues. Sometimes they'd actually keep them going forever. And like characters that kind of didn't have much personality became huge, like Count Vertigo in the book. Deadshot even was like not really that fleshed out until Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So you have characters. Michael Rooker, of course, a James Gunn mainstay, is playing a character named Savant. His first appearance was Birds of Prey 56. That was probably a $15 book. Now it's at least $30. What's his name? Davidson, the comedian, was it?
Pete Davidson. Yeah.
Yeah. He's playing a character named Blackguard. I'm saying that guy's going to be cannon fodder.
That's the hope.
Yeah. But the only thing about Blackguard is if you just randomly wanted his first appearance, it's Booster Gold #1. So you'd have to get Booster Gold #1, which is a $40 to $200 book.
Hey, your daughter has that?
That's right.
Yeah, she's got. So when she goes to watch it, let her know she's got another first appearance.
That's right. She'll be like, "Whatever, Dad." Just bought a book off her. That's how bad it is. Weasel, who is going to be played by Sean Gunn, his brother, in a fully kind of CGI look.
Looks great, by the way.
Looks great. Looks amazing.
I think he might steal the show.
Yeah. So, and this is a book. Speaking of that, steal this book, Fury of Firestorm 38. It's still $8 to $12. You can get that book.
Yep, Jarrett. I picked it up when I picked up some books, and I got you a copy. I can't remember what book. It was a really good book. In Arizona, when I was driving through, I stopped and found that Fury of Firestorm and picked that up too. It was $2.
Yeah,
so,
the score.
Yep.
The one that everybody was kind of guessing about, Idris Elba's character, everybody was sure it was going to be Bronze Tiger. Nope. Super random DC character named Bloodsport.
I was hoping it was going to be what's his name? The Black Spider.
Spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a good one too.
Right. I prospected on that and I missed. But
I will say the Bloodsport costume that they have for him looks pretty awesome. It looks cool. First appearance, Superman Volume 2, #4. That book went up. That was probably a $5 book. It's now $25 to $30.
Crazy.
All these Javelin.
Yeah.
Javelin. Green Lantern 173. That was probably another $3 to $5 book. It's about 20 now.
Okay.
King Shark, who's going to be a fully CG character. I think this guy might be the Groot of, as a friend of mine was saying too, we think he's going to be the Groot of this one. So it's weird. Superboy Zero is his first cameo. That book is anywhere from $5 to $45. Then his first full appearance is Superboy #9, which is $35 to inflated CGC $200 because he's on the cover.
Well, also King Shark has been he's been in a lot of things lately. He was in the Suicide Squad comic book recently, which is what brought him to notoriety. And they ended up going with Killer Croc instead in the first movie because it wasn't, budgetarily speaking and time-wise, it just didn't work. So Killer Croc worked better.
Right.
And then now they were able to do it, but they did the Harley Quinn animated series, and he is just knocking it out of the park in the animated series.
I heard he's great in that. He was in The Flash.
He's amazing. He was in The Flash. Yeah, he was also very well done in that. So King Shark's definitely got some heat behind him, and I don't see him going away anytime soon.
So we got 3 more characters to round it out. Yeah, King Shark is a safe bet, in my opinion. Okay, we got one it's a made-up character that's based on a character, another random character from a Suicide Squad book. Her name is Sol Soria. There was a character named Juan Soria, which people are saying this is based off of, from
Could be his
Suicide
daughter.
Squad Volume 5, 33. $2 to $5 book. The thing about this character is it's just got cannon fodder written all over it. There's nothing special about this character. You just kind of expect this character to die in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Then you have the 2 that I'm most excited about. Okay, it's Nathan Fillion's character, who they have as TDK. TDK is not a DC character. Everybody is saying, and get ready for it, it's Arm Fall Off Boy. And the picture on his vest is 2 arms. When he shows him going, he's going like this and shooting like his arm. I think Arm Fall Off Boy Nathan Fillion would just make so much sense for just a ridiculous, fun character. According to Nathan Fillion, he's saying it's not who it is, but he could also be saying that's not spoil anything.
Right.
If you want Arm Fall Off Boy's first appearance, it's Secret Origins Volume 2, number 46. That book, because I think everybody's thinking that's what it is, has gone from $25 to $100.
Oh my God.
I picked that up for $2.
Yes, me. I remember when you told me that, and I was like,
Yeah,
I need to grab that too. Grabbed a whole lot of them. Those Secret Origin comics are really good, actually.
Oh, they're super fun.
Yeah. So honestly, if you can't grab that one, grab a couple different more and just read them and enjoy them. They're really good.
And finally, rounding out the cast, You Can't See Me, John Cena is Peacemaker. Now, this book, good fucking luck. It's Fightin' 5, number 40 from 1966. Minimum, I saw it for $300. It's a really hard book to even just find.
Yep.
Like,
my goal was to get all of the... a lot of people don't know this, but Watchmen... Alan Moore wanted to do all the Charlton characters. And he wanted to use Blue Beetle, Captain Atom, Peacemaker, all of these characters he wanted to use and do the Watchmen story with. And then DC backed out at the last minute, so he just basically renamed them. So Peacemaker in the Watchmen world is actually the comedian.
right.
So when you see the comedian at the beginning of Watchmen, and things happen to him and stuff, and then you see him in the back, he wants peace at all costs, and the comedian is the same way, wanted peace at all costs. So you can tell that one was
Even
just
if
created.
it means murder.
Yeah, one was just created from the other, and it's a really cool character. I tried collecting every character from the Watchmen from the Charleston universe.
The Question, the Peacemaker.
Right, Nightshade, all those characters.
Did you do Blue Beetle?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I don't know if you know, but I created a web series called The Blue Beetle Ted Cord Returns, so I'm a big fan. But anyway, the one that I have yet to get, the Big Gun first appearance, is because it was so hard to find, and I always wanted to find these out in the wild, and that is the Peacemaker. And I just haven't done it, and I don't think I'll be able to now at this point.
No.
Don't give up hope yet.
So I'm so excited for this film. I just think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be just a lot of like gratuitous violence and like comedic violence. Judging on these characters, they're all in full costume. It's just going to be a bunch of people just getting blown to bits and stuff. So
yeah,
I'm very excited.
What do we have next on the pile here?
Real quick, we could tackle. They did announce, and because of how Miles Morales got such a boost from a video game, I will mention they did 2 trailers for 2 video games. One was a Suicide Squad video game called Kill the Justice League, and the trailer looked like a movie. It looks like the Suicide Squad gets sent to go take out the Justice League. The Justice League, though, looks like they're possessed either by Brainiac. So it shows Superman just killing an innocent person. So they're going the dark Superman route again, and the Suicide Squad's got to take them down. I don't know if it's going to be like they have to go with the Flash. It says kill the Justice League, so it could be an interesting game if every level you're actually trying to kill a member of the Justice League. That's pretty insane.
That's pretty cool too.
It's by the people who did the Arkham City games, which are, if you like Batman, those are like the best games for Batman. Period. The team that they show is Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, and King Shark. So it looks. I want to see some gameplay, but I was pretty stoked for that.
Nice.
And then the other game was Batman Gotham Knights, which is it's an interesting take. So it starts off with Batman being killed. So you're not playing as Batman, but you're playing as all his family, his sidekicks. So you got Nightwing, Robin, Tim Drake, Robin, Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, and the Red Hood. So Jason Todd. So I don't know if you can. I'm sure you can just switch in and out of it, but it showed the gameplay. The action looked fun. But the cool thing, and the thing that I think is going to put some books up there, it already is the villains in the book is going to be the Court of Owls.
Nice.
And,
that's going to, prospecting wise, that's a good one to grab.
And now I have a while ago.
Makes a comeback.
What's that?
So New 52 makes a comeback.
Oh, completely. And I prospected a while ago on I think it was Batman number 3 because that's like the technical first appearance of the Court of Owls. But you also want to get Talon's first appearance, which is their like enforcer. That's Batman Volume 2, number 2. And then they say some people are saying the first full appearance is number 6 of Batman. So all those books are about in the $20 range. So they're totally gettable. And Batman villains are always great to get anyway. And Court of Owls was just a great story, I thought.
Talon's a good one to get because he later becomes a hero in his own right. So he's another anti-hero. So that's a character that probably won't go away anytime soon. He'll slow down, but then he'll speed back up once they reintroduce him.
Yeah.
So definitely worth looking into. So we've covered all the movies. We've covered the video game.
Well, actually, we did miss a couple technically.
What?
Flash 2022.
Oh, that's right. Shoot.
The two Batmen are making a reappearance.
Yes. Oh my God. How could I forget that?
2 years to cover it.
Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? They're both coming back for this.
Flashpoint storyline.
And you know what? This could also lead into the Batman Beyond universe, which is completely exciting for me.
And if they pay Michael Keaton enough bread, I think he'll do it.
I think he will. I think Michael Keaton likes to work, and he's not at the status he used to be, so to speak, if that makes sense. Yeah. So he wants to work, and if they throw enough story behind it and enough money in his pocket, I'm sure he will. Yeah. Yep. By the way, prospecting-wise, Batman Beyond number 1 from like 96, 97
triple digits
is slowly creeping up there into triple digits. It is becoming the next Miles Morales, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a minimum $100 right now.
Minimum, and that's not amazing grade either.
Yeah. Not too far behind Miles Morales over the weekend, which is shot up, is Static Shock, 1993.
Yep. Yeah, crazily enough, because of announcement from
the movie's in development.
From a developing movie. Yeah, that's crazy. But that Flash movie, it's great to finally hear a little bit about it. What they're planning and a few ideas here and there. The DC fandom
is be the Ezra guy or
yeah,
he still has his job. He still kept his job.
Yeah. They should like make a reveal halfway through and go, guys, I wanted to tell you I'm not Barry Allen, I'm actually Wally West. And then people go, what? And lose their shit, because that would be he plays a way better Wally West than he does Barry Allen.
The Justice League 4-hour series or movie is going to be turned into a 4-hour miniseries on HBO Max. Got a little sneak preview of that. It showed Iris West in the trailer. So
4 hours. It's going to be 4 hours long.
Yeah, it's going to be set up as a miniseries.
It's not going to be good.
Well, the trailer looked interesting. I mean, they showed Desaad. They show young Darkseid. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we got to give it a chance.
I've seen guys put glitter on poop. It's still poop.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be Zack Snyder's original intended vision and not the, contaminated one.
Yeah. I'm not a Zack Snyder fan in any incarnation. So.
I thought you liked Watchmen.
Watchmen was just too good for me to not like Snyder. I mean, Watchmen to me was perfect.
I don't know.
And the Dawn of the Dead remake?
Maybe people are just they've just seen so much of Snyder. Maybe they just want to see a new vision.
Yeah,
it's really hard to stay.
Matt Reeves.
Yeah, it's not his fault. I think Warner Brothers has a habit of strong-arming directors and people in production. They have a way of
like Kevin Feige. No Kevin
right.
Feige.
This is like there's suits in a room and they're like, what if we did this? And they don't have any point of reference. There's no thought there. It's just like, I have power. I want to see this. Put a cat in there. Oh, okay. What's it do? It talks. What? Why? I like talking cats.
Rip out Samuel L. Jackson's eyeball.
Oh, wait a second. There is a cool cat, the Red Lantern cat.
Oh, that's a cool cat.
That's true, but we're not talking Green Lantern right now. We're talking Flash. Okay, so we've covered pretty much everything. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all DC'd out.
Wait, hold on a second. Jared, I thought you were also DC for life, just like Donald.
Well, I mean, technically I am. I have a tattoo of a DC character on my back, so.
But better news ahead, though. movie theaters will be opening very shortly. There's already mass releases of movies being announced. So
That's right, the New Mutants.
Darren, the movie theaters did open last Friday in Ohio, just to let you know.
Oh, wonderful.
This past Friday, yeah. They're doing, which concerns me slightly, they're doing every other seat. That's nowhere near 6 feet. That's 2 feet.
So what if you're a couple? What happens? Or if you're a family?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's always exceptions to the rule on that. You know, if you walk in together, you can sit by each other. But, yeah, they're doing
What
right
about
now.
just, like, every 5 minutes during the movie, they just like do a mist of antibacterial.
Sprays right in your eyes.
I mean, also too, like a lot of movies, like I love the jam-packed arenas myself, but more often than not, because of my work schedule, I'm usually watching the 11 a.m. show anyway, and there's usually 9 seats between me anyway.
Yeah, that's smart. And you know, I was just on a plane, guys, multitude of times on an airplane, and I was tested, quarantined and tested afterwards, and thankfully COVID free. But on the plane, they tell you that they're using the Purify system. They decontaminated the seats. They sanitized everything, so on and so forth. And then they set you down across the aisle from a guy that just refuses to wear his mask. He just wants to keep it down around his neck the whole time. And when someone walks by, he'll pull it up like this. And then when they walk by again, or pass, he'll pull it back down. It is what it is. But he was more than 6 feet away from me, so what could I do? So in that instance, yeah, Darren, you're right. Like in a movie theater early in the morning or something, probably the best time to go. And the movie industry is very important, not only for just the state of California, but for everybody's mental well-being in general. Yeah. Entertainment,
part of the culture.
Hugely important. That's what we're talking about right now. That's what we do. We shuck entertainment. We put it out there, and we talk about it, and we live it. We love it, and it's extremely important. A lot of people say,
service?
We need doctors, but we don't need entertainers. Bullshit.
Wait, you're saying that this is an essential service? Is that what you're saying?
I think it is. Yeah, absolutely.
I think everybody's job is essential. Personally, I think everybody's life is essential. So naturally, that's where I fall on it. And everyone needs a job. Everyone needs a purpose. So I'm all for it. Donald, myself, I was on half a dozen planes a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So flying in and out of Dallas, those planes were very crowded, but all the other planes generally were quite spacious. I'm not personally a huge fan of wearing the mask myself, so the way I get around that is I eat a lot on the plane, because I get a little anxiety when I fly anyway.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have that experience. There was a lot of mask wearing on my airplanes. Like I said, I have not had any symptoms, thankfully. So I would tell this to people: if you want to get on an airplane, now's the time. It's cheap, and there's no one flying.
Yeah, when I went on my plane from Pittsburgh to Vegas, flying into Vegas, there were 75 empty seats.
Oh, wow.
So I got the whole row to myself, put my bag up above. I used some other person's little table that pops out there. I used that to put my little tablet on to watch a movie, because I didn't want it in front of me, and I could do it, So I just...
How much was your plane ticket?
$300 round trip. And that's from California to Ohio, or to Pittsburgh, and then from Pittsburgh back to California. Good deal. I bought it months and months ago. I bought it heavy COVID time, thinking that it would be all over by now. Mm-hmm. And it absolutely was not, unfortunately. But I did play it very smart for the sake of my mother and my father, just to make sure that they were protected and safe. Yeah, so I stayed with my sister, quarantined, went to the local health department, got tested, waited for the results, and then I was able to go stay with my parents after that.
Well, I asked Alexa the other day when things were going to go back to normal, and she told me 6 months. So
my data runners, the guy they do all the data modeling, like that computer in War Games with Matthew Broderick.
Mm-hmm.
He projected 18, but I don't know. I don't know. I think that it's something you should be aware of, but try to live your life as normal as you can. And
could you imagine? Can you imagine 2 Comic-Cons being canceled in a row because of this?
Oh, jeez.
I don't think San Diego could recover.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Or even worse, two NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL seasons and college football, basketball, 2 consecutive seasons wiped out.
Right.
Yeah. Hopefully, this gets done sooner rather than later, so people will stop posting their conspiracy theories.
yes.
It's true.
So anyway, not to cut anybody off or cut them short or anything. I think we're at a wrapping up point here, which is a little earlier for us than we're used to, but I think we'll take it here, guys. This DC fandom was great. It's great for the fans, particularly right now. I think it's very exciting to have this momentum going because it's hope for the future. It's a prospect of great things to come, not just for DC and Warner Brothers, but also for us as fans and in general for our morale. So I'm very happy to see all this take place. And please feel free to go out and YouTube all these videos and stuff that's popped up for this. One other shout out I want to give real quick is for DC's Super Pets. It is a animated film that's going to be coming down the line shortly. And I mean shortly, within 2 years. I know that they're working on it. I know that they have preliminary ideas behind it. Probably we're going to be seeing characters like Crypto, and then all of the other heroes, I would assume pets. So that would mean like, I think Aquaman had an octopus. What's that? Ace? Yes, I bet you Ace is going to be in there. And I'm just guessing here, but a whole multitude of other characters I would imagine are going to be in that, probably as well as the superheroes that are the owners, so to speak, or the friends, companions of this. I don't know anything about the story or anything. I just know I've heard development-wise that it's coming. And I don't really have any more information than that, but I'm super excited for that one, particularly for the kids as well, because DC's primarily, known for being dark and stuff, and we all get that. But it's exciting to hear. Another exciting thing to hear is that Patrick Wilson supposedly will be returning for Aquaman 2, which is great. I don't think he's going to be the primary villain, which he should not be.
No, he shouldn't.
But it's good to see that they're going to have him in play at some point, maybe even, in fact, helping Arthur Aquaman at some point. So that's good news there, too. Yeah. So all kinds of good stuff coming out of DC, and all good things for us and for the fans. Please feel free to seek us out on platforms. Currently, our biggest platform is YouTube. So if you get a chance to check us out on YouTube, our podcast's on there. We have usually like a static image, but the podcast is there where we're talking and stuff. SoundCloud is another big one that we're going with. We're really pushing right now. So if you get a chance to check us out on SoundCloud, that would be great. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're all on there. If you want to reach out to us, ask us questions. We've had people just send us pictures of comics. How much is this worth? Is this something I should keep? What should I buy? We're here. I mean, I'm happy to tell you, I've spent a multitude since I was 8 years old. I'm now 41. I've spent a multitude of my life looking at the market as you were. Some people do the stock market. I do comic books. Looking at the highs and the lows of what's going to happen, where everything's going, the current climate, things like that. I look at all of this when I'm looking at books that you should get and things that you might want to look into investing into. So if you have questions, please feel free.
And Donald's collection's worth $1.2 million after 33 years.
Send them over to my place, Kevin. Here's the address. But seriously, my mom says can't wait to see that. I think she's talking about DC Super Pets. So yes, Mom, me as well. Can't wait to see it. Anybody else have any last words before we say goodnight?
Great.
If you go into our archives, you'll see that we have well over 150 episodes over the last couple of years. So please check them out. We have some great pods like the History of Marvel Comics, History of Image Comics, Malibu Comics, Dark Horse, EC Comics, our interviews with various guests such as Neil Adams.
Yeah, you're right. We've done some really surprisingly good stuff for a bunch of yahoos that we are. We've done some really great stuff. So.
Yeah, Neil Adams, that's a legendary interview. I'll just leave it at that.
Yep. Real quick before we go, Jim Hoffmaster popped in to say hello.
Wow. Hello, Mr.
Hey, Jim.
Hoffmaster.
I think this may or may not be your first time watching us. He says, thanks, guys. Wish I caught you for the Batman. I was excited by the trailer, but enjoyed catching the tail end of things. Jim, we always enjoy, seeing all your posts and stuff. And Jim, by the way, is working on a documentary about his life in general and in film. Jim, known from the Showtime series Shameless, he plays Kermit on there. And Kevin and I and Darren, we all worked with Jim at ArcLight Theaters back in the day.
I've actually worked with Jim on Shameless.
Ages ago. Yeah, okay. Darren's actually worked with Jim on Shameless. So thanks for tuning in, Jim. And, when your film comes out, let us know. We'll be happy to throw a shout out here or there. Definitely.
And Darren has to get at least 2 minutes in that film. I mean, he was definitely an important part.
Yep.
Evan says the thing, so I don't have to.
Evan says nighty night. I didn't get a chance to watch it all, but I'll be rewatching tonight. Thank you, Evan, so much.
Thank you.
We always appreciate you having you and being a part of the Real Short Box, and we always appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Thank you guys so much. You're the reason why we keep going. And by the way, Jim's documentary is Acting Like Nothing Is Wrong. So
I do that all the time.
Keep an eye out for that. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back probably next week, I would imagine. We're going to be talking about some interesting things. I'm not going to say what that is right now, but stay tuned. It will be coming post-haste. So, love you, Mom. Love everybody out there. Thank you for tuning in. And if we don't see you out and about anytime soon, hopefully in the future, we'll see you
at the wondrous, luscious, righteous comic book show. Good night, everyone. Be safe. Take care of one another.
Good night. Thanks for tuning in.
Why is there